Checked. Right. I'm going to share my screen. So like I said, feel free to write any comments. So you should hopefully be able to see that. Any thumbs up at all? Yes. Okay. Got, yeah. Good,
Nice.
good. Right. So what we're going to do is actually, we've written a list of 5 things we're going to look at on each website. So it keeps it really actionable as much as possible. So we're going to look firstly at our most important thing, which is personality. We want to see personality on your website because that's what makes you stand out. We want to see the user experience. So is it easy to find what you're looking for? Is it easy to see what you do and to work out how to get in touch? We're going to look at calls to action. So buttons taking you to the right places.
We love a button.
Love a button. We're going to look at SEO a little bit. I know a couple of you are like, oh, don't look at my SEO, but without SEO, people aren't going to find you. So we will give tips and advice on things we would do for SEO, easy wins.
That's the part Nathan's dreading.
Yeah, and I think Francis as well said that don't look at my SEO. And then fifthly, is that a word?
Number 5.
Number 5. We're looking for a clear brand and ideal client. So is it quite obvious who you're trying to attract, you know, what your brand stands for? And then we're going to look at your sort of general vibes as well, like what vibes we get from the website.
Well, maybe let's do that first, like literal first impression of each site.
Right. First up, we have Harriet. So disclaimer, I did do this website. I designed this website. So it's perfect. It's great.
It's absolutely perfect. Best website I've ever seen. Moving on.
So what we will do is we're looking at vibes then, are we? So we've got colourful,
definitely colourful,
yeah, quite vibrant.
Is it quite crafty, you know, with like the feathers and the branding? Yeah,
so I'd say it would attract those sorts of crafty, colourful people. I think it would attract people like I get, like teachers.
I was going to say teachers from this. Yeah,
I feel like teachers would. I don't know why I attract teachers.
Maybe we can try and say what each site is going to attract, what type of client.
Yeah,
see if we're right.
Oh, that's interesting. Yes, so I reckon, crafty teacher type people.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like there's a definite teachery vibe to this, to both of us.
Yeah, I don't know why. So there are vibes. We are going to look at personalities. So I think the little illustrations and stuff do show personality. They're quite outdoorsy, I'd say. So I'd expect, great. We've got an outdoorsy picture of Harriet. Living in South Devon, I love the fact that she's on a beach. It's all really like, outdoorsy kind of people. So I
like that. Just that heading 2 or whatever that is there, where it says cat loving tea drinking.
Yeah.
So like just that is enough personality, isn't it? You don't need loads and loads of stuff.
It's not something you need to overthink. Like, have I got enough personality? It's just, do I give any sort of idea of what kind of person I am? And things that are kind of, I call them Me Too things on the website. So your ideal client comes to it and goes, oh, I love cats too. I love tea. It's basic stuff, really. It's simple things, but they're the things that if they're looking at, they've got like 10 tabs open like we've got now, and they see you like cats and tea, and so do they, that's already going to be like, we'll keep that tab open. So I love that we've got all this personality. Next, we've got user experience. So we've got loads of great buttons. It says exactly what she does here. It says wedding photographer, which is great. It's got a clear menu. It's easy to know how to get in touch. Easy to find photos.
Test the button, click on it.
It better work. I made it. Excellent. We've got good user experience, so that's great. Our third, Charlotte, you've just joined us. We're going through 5 different action points here. And so our third one is calls to action. As we've worked out, the buttons are pretty good. This is where I'm getting tested as a web designer, isn't it? Is there a call to action at the bottom of this portfolio? It's quite a long portfolio.
Got motion sickness from you.
Yeah, sorry. I would say actually this is a little bit too long for my liking. Yeah, I would say half that size. That was a lot of scrolling I just did, and people probably won't get that far. I would say if you can install something like Hotjar or Mouseflow, that will enable you to see people on your website. And if they always stop halfway up your portfolio, then you might as well get rid of the rest, and make sure the ones that they're not seeing are up the top and they do see them, because they might miss out on your favorite photos.
Harriet, when you watch this back, stop taking good photos and putting them in the portfolio. Just stop.
Exactly. Right. Next we have SEO. I'm going to go back to the homepage because that is, So your homepage is really the one to concentrate on. Don't worry about.
I've got a question
Oh yeah.
on the note of SEO.
Mm.
What's the one most important thing when you've written down SEO on your list?
Mm.
What's the one first thing that you check for that?
I look at headings, which
Cool.
is something that a couple of you guys have said, please don't do. I look at this. So I use an extension, a Chrome extension called Headings Map. You just click it and it will tell you all your headings. So basically, quick run through of what it means. You basically have heading 1, heading 2, 4. It can go up until about 5 or 6. But it's a hierarchy of importance. So it's telling Google, number 1 is the most important. Number 2 and 3 just sort of support that. So if they say things such as Devon and wedding and photographer in these in general and stand by, support it, then that's good. This looks pretty good to me. It's a nice sort of, ladder of information. We've got the word wedding photographer a few times. We've got information about it, planning. All these words are related to weddings. And H1 is Devon wedding photographer, which is, tells Google exactly what you do.
That could be a whole separate live, couldn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Getting into what your H1 choice is.
I did a video or a text post on it once. So finally, we're looking at, does it have a clear brand and a clear ideal client? So
I guess we did that with the vibes thing, really. Like, it's definitely like that teachery, craftsy, colourful person vibe, I think.
Absolutely. It has got a very clear brand.
I think from what I've seen of Harriet's stuff on Instagram and stuff, that's the kind of client she probably does get.
Yeah.
So
I think it's brilliant.
I'd say that's working out.
Fab. Well done,
Next.
Harriet. Next, Charlotte. You're here just in time. So let's have a look through. So we've got some
So we're
big
doing
images.
vibes first. What
Vibes.
is our vibe?
Let's see. I'm getting kind of classy vibes and sort of city vibes. You're welcome to comment anything, you guys, by the way, in the chat.
I thought that as well. And I think that's from like the dress and the outfits for me. That's the first thing that stood out.
Yeah.
Like classy city. And it's funny, like sometimes it'll be branding that grabs you and makes you think that. Sometimes it's the outfits, whatever. But
it's a bit of both for me. The branding is nice and clean. The outfits, the location of the weddings and stuff like that. Vibrant and authentic. Yeah, I think it's quite bold as well. The style is quite bold. But I like the branding.
That the color palette on this page makes the color in the photos pop out.
Yeah.
So like the light blue and the kind of beigey color, and that just makes the colors really pop.
Yes, I think I'd say coral, beigey.
Oh, is the one at the top. This one.
That's a more sort of like creamy yellow. That's
This can be a future live in itself where we debate colours.
Colours, yes. So vibes, I would say bold and quite classy and city. That's the vibes I'm getting from the website.
Yep.
So
the patterns are really cool in the background.
Yeah. Personality, number 1 on our list, personality. So
that font,
this is great.
That font is such a festival-y font to me.
Yes. And you talk about loving festivals, so that really
that makes me think Glastonbury.
Yes.
Just seeing that, which is good.
Yeah, I think I love the personality we've got here. We've got a little bit about you here, which is brilliant. I like that. No walks posing. This sort of language shows personality because it would show how you talk. So I think personality is really nicely done on here. User experience, I like the way you've pulled out words in bold. That really helps the user experience. They can scroll and just sort of skim it and see that the important things are right there. They don't have to read every single word. So I think user experience in that way is good. It's obvious what you do. It's obvious what style you've got.
Some good quotes.
Yes, so that is good. Calls to action. Let's go from the top again.
Click a button.
About me, brilliant. I'll click it in a minute. Packages, good. We've got all sorts of places to go. Portfolio, loads of places to go. So lots of good calls to action. Let's chat, that's a good one. I think let's chat as language could be a bit confusing because it might be a chat bot that comes up, or it could be a calendar that pops up. So I always say contact with buttons. Never ever be creative with your menu. Don't be like whimsical and creative. Be really obvious what it is, because all you want from your menu is to get people to go where you want them to go.
To me, the fact that it says "let's chat" implies that Charlotte might be a chatty person, and I think that might be based on the facts that we know.
It's appropriate. I like that these buttons here. I quite like that they say "let's chat," and maybe the top could say "contact." Next, we have SEO. Or where am I going? Oh, there isn't a home button, but for user experience, I'd put a home button as well as a logo because people don't always know the logo clicks. Right. vibrant and lovely. Love your H1. Got like nice little hierarchy
Cool.
here. Lots of good words in there.
What I like about that one is that it has the word vibrant in there as well. So we know
Yeah.
that it's Brighton, but we know that it stands for something.
Exactly. I'm looking up some words here as well, because I sometimes just do an Apple F and just find. And we've said lots of keywords lots of times, so you don't want tons. You had 6 of Brighton. I think that's pretty good. Clear brand and ideal client. So we think it's kind of classy city folks. What do you think, Charlotte? I feel like with the words festival and stuff like that, maybe want more festively going type people. So maybe if there were more sort of festival photos up here.
I think maybe some more festivally ones in there, if that's what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, think about your ideal client. So for our ideal client doesn't care about double chins, loves being silly and looking silly and acting silly, and doesn't care about looking silly in photos. So we try to show photos that are quite silly. We put off the people who would be, a Zilla. we try to put those people off. We want people who are like, our bride at the weekend said, oh, I'd rather be in my hiking boots, to be honest. And we're like, that's what we're looking for. So showing those sorts of photos and saying those sorts of things really helps you get those people. But yeah, I think you've got a clear brand. I wonder if it's not the brand that you are looking for in the sort of festival goer type people. But I'd say it is a clear brand. It's going to get these really happy-go-lucky kind of people in Brighton. Yeah, so if you want more festival weddings, I'd show some of those.
Yeah, I think for me the brand is festively totally.
The brand is
just I'd like to see a festival image in that
that's
sort
it.
of slideshow, I think.
Yeah, that's
or a
it.
more festively one.
Exactly. Right, let's move on. We've got Dave. I've got to move some things to click the accept button there. There we go. Right.
So I'm getting a nature vibe from this one. I think
it's
the green,
his
and
green
it's got
branding,
trees in the logo. I'm thinking outdoorsy, into nature,
kind of silly people as well, because they're pulling silly faces. So like, yeah, easy going, good. That's a sort of. I feel like the photos are more sort of silly than the website itself. I love the silly photos. That's definitely clear. So I'd say, yeah, you get silly outdoorsy kind of couples. That's my vibe.
Outdoorsy, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Personality. So let's see what personality we've got from Dave.
Colourful, unposed.
Nice. Poke this button. I like that. Nice. That shows a bit of personality. Love that. About us. Cool. A whole lot of fun. Shaking up traditional. So it doesn't tell us anything about you as people, but we can click the button and get to know you. So that's good. I feel like the sort of photos you show what kind of people you are as well.
Getting onto the dance floor jumped out at me there. That
sort of language is really cool to attract a certain sort of person. And I think it does match these photos. But I wouldn't mind a little tidbit about Dave in here, about Dave and Amy, something about them. To make us think, oh yeah, there are sort of people.
I'm thinking I might like another color on this page, maybe for like the buttons or something.
Ooh.
Just something complementary to the
coral
green,
color could be nice, actually.
Yeah, just to make it like pop out a little bit more.
Yeah, that'd be
all kind of like variations on green at the moment, which is nice. Like there's a subtlety to it, but maybe something like that could be worth playing with.
Yeah, secondary color. I think that's a good idea. User experience. So it says what you do, really clear. That's great.
I like the flowers on there as well.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Big, easy button. Want to know more? Actually, it says want to know more. It doesn't actually say what that is. More about what? More about Dave, more about pricing, more about the photos. It actually takes us to, it looks like pricing.
That button doesn't have a fingery.
I don't always, but it did when I clicked it. Yeah, I guess it's a part of the user experience where, oh no, is it?
Yeah, no, it
is now. Okay. Yeah. Lots of links. It might be too many links, I think. We're David and Amy, one link to about us, one link to, I'm guessing, your portfolio, but it's not super clear. One to film, one to celebrants, and one to contact about us. So I would say that's too many. It's a bit overwhelming, like they don't know where to go.
I don't know if that's like an SEO thing to put lots of like inbound
links are good, but you don't need
For
So
me, I prefer it when there's just literally like one
tell
button,
me where
one
to
place
go. So the thing with SEO, the only important thing that matters with SEO is that you are serving the user intent. So basically the user has come here and they've gone, great, we like this, what do we do next? And you're saying, well, there are like 5 different things you can do next. So you're not serving user intent, you're making it a little bit complicated and confusing. So we want to know, get to know us, go to the About Me page or go to the portfolio. That's where you want to go next. So
I think for me, it's like, it's an attention span thing as well, because I've now seen the word celebrant is underlined. That's really interesting to me. And I want to see what page he's got about celebrants. But now I'd be reading this page and I'd have forgotten all about the about page.
Yeah, that's it. So I think also sending us to the celebrant page so early on is distracting us. Just hit myself in the face. Distracting us from our journey. So keep people going in that journey to get in touch. Don't distract us. When they've already got in touch and you've got a thank you page, stick all that good stuff in there. Keep them in your brand. Learn about the celebrants. Learn, like I say, send us to Instagram. Send us to certain blog posts that your ideal client will love, because they're done getting in touch and they want to learn more. And the more they learn, the more they like you, and the more they're going to remember you. And yeah, the thank you page is very, very important. So yeah, I think I've got a cat gif on mine, or maybe like a Parks and Rec gif or something, or maybe one of us that I made. I can't remember anymore, but keep them in your world as much as possible. At the very least, following you on Instagram. Oh, right, better crack on. What we got next? User experience, calls to action. Yes, I'd say that fits in with our user experience. Comments, SEO. Pretty good. Look at that. Nottingham photographer, all this different stuff about Nottingham wedding photography. That's really great. I'll just find Nottingham here. 8 times. Wedding 19. Photography 20. Quite a lot of times we've got wedding and photographer in there, actually. You don't need it quite so many times. As long as it's clear where you are and what you do, that's the most important thing. You don't have to. It used to be that you'd put in the keyword as many times as possible, like, I am a Nottingham wedding photographer based in Nottingham, and being a Nottingham wedding photographer, I love shooting weddings in Nottingham. Like, that's how it used to be. Not that you guys have done this, but now it's more sort of organic, I guess. And Google, as we know, is pretty smart. And it's just about letting people know that they're in the right place. Clear brand and ideal client. I'd say
I'm not sure on this one. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not getting like a jump out ideal client from the photos or branding yet. So like, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Silly people who love laughing, for sure, I would say.
So I wonder if that needs to come up in the text a little bit.
I'd love
more,
that
just
if it
to
did.
underline that.
I'd love that.
Because that is coming across from the photos, actually, now you've said it. But maybe not so much the text.
Yeah, I would lean into the copywriting there with that.
And it would only need to be in like the top heading 1 or something, just to kind of make it jump out from the rest of the page.
Yeah, I'd put something in a heading here, actually. There isn't even a heading here, so we definitely want a heading. Lean into that silly, fun-loving vibe. Right, next, Frances. So vibes, let's see. I am definitely getting very classy. I know you're in France, but it does look like you're in France as well.
And we've literally got the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, you can't deny that we're in France here.
So this is, it looks very destination wedding-y, doesn't it?
Francis says, I'm conscious I'm not the typical kick-ass photographer. Oh, is there a typical kick-ass photographer? I like that. That is, yeah, I'm intrigued.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, a kick-ass photographer to me is someone who knows who they are and what they want and their ideal client, and wants to do what they can to attract that ideal client. That's a kick-ass photographer. You feel the same? That's so interesting.
This is turning it around on us now. Who is our ideal client?
Yeah, that's so interesting. To us, it's anyone who wants to attract the right kind of people. A kick-ass photographer is not someone who just wants bookings, wants cheapest bookings, and doesn't care who it's for. That's really our only criteria.
It's a state of mind.
It is a state of mind. So I love these photos. I've never shown a double chin on my website.
Cool. Yeah, I get that.
100%. That's a very niche thing for us. Like, I realize that I will get far fewer bookings than someone who posts pretty photos, because there are many more people who want pretty than double chins. Many more.
So this this is looking high end
Yeah.
and classy. Like when you see pictures like this, you picture yourself in those images. So you picture yourself walking along in Paris.
Looking beautiful.
Yeah, very consistent.
Your
with
photo is consistent too.
the ones that we went through just now as well.
Nice.
I
So
like that. So from the about section, we know immediately that you moved to France from the UK.
love that.
So
yeah.
I know you're kind of going for that, I think, with the clients. That you, so that's a good thing to have there.
Most of the photos aren't even in France.
Really?
You
Oh,
edit in
interesting.
such a, what's the word? That sort of California light kind of
Yeah, it had
vibe.
that, it had that French looking light.
Yeah. So yeah, nailing that edit. It's definitely giving us those vibes. So this is really nice. I would, oh yeah, you have done rescue dogs. I was going to say mention dogs. Yeah.
I like the mention of the stone farmhouse as well, because I
Yeah.
think that's a dream and a vision that a lot of us share.
Oh, yeah.
So that's nice to see.
Portrait's gorgeous. So you've got all these sort of, as seen on, seems like it's like kind of a classy thing to show
Yeah,
these places who've been featured.
that works really well, I think, with the style that you're going for.
Yeah, so that's,
I feel like your ideal clients are going to want to see that, those badges of
yeah,
credibility.
absolutely. I'd say, yeah, vibes, that sums up our vibes. Personality, I love that you've got a picture of you, and you've got the, you know, your history, your story. So I think that's great. I think this really suits you. I think this is yeah, it shows enough of you, because some clients don't want tons about the photographer, and I think this might be that sort of client where they want those beautiful photos, and you know, some people just want a photographer they get on with and they almost don't care about the photos. I think these people care about the photos. So we've got enough about you for them to have, you know, some interest in you. I think that's really good.
I like the match up between this text and these pictures.
Yeah.
So when I looked at these pictures, this is exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah,
so that's good.
yeah. Brilliant. Personality, oh yeah, we've done that bit. User experience, yeah, it's quite clear what you do.
Have we got buttons? User experience for us is just buttons.
Buttons, yeah. Good. It says go to the portfolio and about me. I think we've got some really good calls to action, and
Cool.
and user experience is really clear where to go, and this is all clear. Yeah, Francis said they do care more about the photos. That's good, because
so it's a
you
little
focused on the
summary box,
photos.
yeah.
Nice. My next thing is SEO. Francis said don't look at it, but we'll have a look anyway.
Open the tool.
So I'm guessing this one here is an H1, and it might be hidden. Capturing destination. Oh no, this is, it doesn't say H1, but I'm guessing maybe it is.
Is this Squarespace?
Ah.
Is this your Anna's nightmare? Anna really has a thing about Squarespace.
Flow themes. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't know flow themes. So yeah, this is going to be okay. Like France destination wedding photographer, got France in there a little bit. Dance for pretty, not SEO. Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's my problem with Squarespace. Did I say dance or design?
I think you said dance. Freudian slip.
Designing for design and not for SEO. Yeah, there's a fine line, and I like to be very much square in the middle of that line. So where we've got these people's names, if you could put the word wedding after this bit and put that in a title, that would be really good. That would then show up. Oh no, it is. Yeah, okay. So maybe put the word wedding afterwards.
So it would be
and
Cyprus wedding. Is that how it would read?
And I would put the word photos and photography in a couple more times. Like these things really, like SEO doesn't have to be like, oh, my website's ugly because it's all SEO'd. Just put the word photography in there a little bit. Like, let's see, we've got eight. Okay, we've got 8 words of photography. It's not too bad, Francis. Wedding lots of times.
That.
Yeah, this is better than you think, Francis. I think I wouldn't worry so much. I think it's doing a good job. There's lots more to SEO, obviously, but it serves user intent. To be honest, it shows really pretty photos. So clear brand and ideal client, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. We're getting these classy destination, beautiful type weddings. It's just I don't need to get clients from SEO, so I haven't bothered. Okay, fair enough. Oh, that's great then. That's fine. Yeah. It's also about whether when people come to your website, even if they haven't found you on Google, are they still getting that same experience where it is clear that you are based in France and you're a wedding photographer? So these things, SEO shouldn't be thought of as doing SEO. It should be, is this website good for people coming to it? that's all you should really think about. It's doing user experience more than doing SEO, if that makes sense. It works for both things.
Let's just have a quick look at the, I'm guessing stories might be the blog.
What are you looking for?
Just because Frances said her ideal clients care more about the pictures than the person. So I'm just interested in what page we've got about the process.
Okay.
If that's what people kind of want to know about with this site. So yeah, this is a
information.
Blog. Yes, I'm hoping if you would like to take over some duties. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see.
Cool. Yeah, what kind of stuff? Storytelling.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Great. Yeah. Lots of good information.
I think if you've got clients that want to know about your photos and your process, then just make sure you mention that in a bunch of places in the site.
Yeah. This is, yeah, it's good user experience.
So they have something to read when they're looking at this site and hopefully getting excited about you and your work.
Yes, love it. Also, I'm loving Amy's cat. I'm very distracted by the beautiful black cat. Very beautiful. Right. Thank you, Frances. Right. Amy Bennett.
Amy number one.
Amy. So, oh, you're welcome, Frances. Oh, I'm so glad it was helpful.
Cool.
Cool. So I've got kind of a, what's the word? Oh, Amy. I can't think of the word, like crafty vibe, I think, from the logo and the font.
We have birds again in the logo. So is it,
when do we have birds?
Harriet had birds in their branding. So is it that birds make us think of crafty stuff?
No, it's the craft paper that they're made out of.
So the about photo that we've got with the tape on it makes me think craftsy as well.
Very, very craftsy. Yes, this website is very craftsy. Love that. Yay, crafter. Excellent.
Nice.
Love that. You're going to absolutely get those sorts of people who are crafty as well. So those vibes are 100% coming through. I do wonder if this website is really mobile responsive because it's sort of quite narrow down the middle. But so yeah, make sure it does work on mobile just as well. But yeah, it does. It's got, I think, vibes. There we go. Crafty vibes.
I am hoping that there's going to be reference to like a DIY couple or just the word DIY wedding somewhere, because Amy's just mentioned it in the chat. So I'm hoping there's like a literal reference to that.
There is not on the homepage.
I feel like this is maybe one of those moments where you type something in a chat and you're like, actually, yeah, I need to have that on my website.
Yeah, I would lean
literally
into, because they do look, I mean, these sorts of ones are quite, DIY-ish with TPs, but I would lean into that in the copywriting. There isn't much copywriting on this page. Layout is different for mobile. It's not on my homepage, but it's on. Oh, interesting. Cool. So
let's have a look.
What do you use? If I just go like this, does it actually? I'm going to do it on my phone because I don't know how it will actually stretch. What builder do you use? Amy Bennett. Making everyone sit here and wait while I type. Wix. I don't know Wix, but I feel like it might be a little bit restraining. I'm not sure. Like you say, you've built separate pages. So on the mobile version, we have got sort of,
good.
Yeah, so one bit is kind of like squished together. That menu bit there is kind of squished together, 3 wide. So I'd say if they could be one on top of the other, that sort of thing where things need to be the right size. And I was worried this might be an image. So you definitely don't want text on an image because Google probably can read it now, but it's not great for the user experience, the size of the website. It's just better to have more text because Google's not going to see that text necessarily, and it will look like there's not much on this page.
I'm guessing that's like a Wix workaround where like the template it's easier to just put it in the image than make it work with Wix.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, there is text here, but yeah, maybe there's more you can do with this. So yeah, I would going back to our list, we're getting off track. I would say crafty fun couples. We've got like smiling faces and stuff like that. I want more text to learn more first, I think. Personality. So love the stuff you've said about yourself. That's brilliant. Wouldn't mind seeing more of your face. A lot of photographers do that. They like do a photo of the camera in front of their face or like hiding behind hair, because that's just what most photographers are like, aren't they? Like,
I thought, because you said you're an autumn lover, I'd love it if that photo was autumn
Autumnal.
leaves and autumnal, so
Yeah.
you could see that from a glance.
Yeah.
And I know that's something like you've got to wait for and organise to make sure you actually get photos at the right time of year, but that would be cool.
That would be nice. Yeah.
For extra points.
Show, don't tell, or tell as well. But yeah, I love all these things about you and your button there. That's really good. So I think personality is pretty good here. Excellent. Loads of good stuff about you. I'd pull some things out and break it up a little bit more. There's lots of
Yeah, that is quite
bits
texty.
heavy text. The photos, I think because it's Wix, it's sort of squished everything together quite small. These are very hard to see because it's so tiny. So I wonder if you could make the whole thing sort of spread out, give it some breathing space. Like the website doesn't have much breathing space. Everything's quite close together.
I think it just helps, doesn't it? When you splatter images throughout, it makes text so much easier to read.
Yeah, so I'd break this up. So that kind of does actually cover user experience. If it was broken up more, that would be really good. Calls to action, really good. We've got these big buttons that takes us right through to everything we want to see. Again, this is all very, very tight. If it was spread out and bigger, it would be easier to see stuff. But the crafty vibe is so fun. So cool. Love that. It's really like you've really got the whole thing very consistent. So that's nice. But yeah, lots of bulks of text. I would just break those up a little bit. Pull some bold words out, perhaps break it up with images, that sort of thing. SEO. Let's have a look. So look at your headings. Great. Says what you do, says where you are, says more wedding-y type things here, so that's pretty good.
Pretty good for Wix. Isn't that what people always complain about, that Wix isn't very good for SEO?
Do they? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think SEO is, a website is good for SEO in terms of if you can put a plugin in like Yoast to help you with your SEO. Anyone can write stuff on a website. Anyone can resize their images to not be too big. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can be useful and put buttons, and that's good for SEO. But WordPress, for example, makes it easier to know if you're doing a good job, basically.
Cool little bit of info from Phoebe there.
Wix suggests that having that border. Oh, I'm reading it in the wrong tone. Wix suggests having that border so it's the right size for iPad, but doesn't work as well for desktop. Oh man, it should just be. What's the word? I can't think of the word. Not flexible, but responsive. Thank you. It should be responsive. In this day and age with AI and everything, a website at the very least should be responsive. And if Wix aren't making it responsive, I'd think about finding a website that makes it just easier for you to make it for mobile and all that sort of thing. Just as an aside, I use Divi. I recommend it. I love Divi because I find it equally easy to use, plus good for like functionality, basically. Moving on, clear brand and ideal client. I think so. I think we've got definitely this sort of crafty brand, but I feel like all I've talked about is I love Divi. I do love Divi, Jordan. When I learn something, I really get to know it very well, and I unlearn everything else I know, and so therefore I'm like in deep with Divi now, and I love it. It was just the one that worked for me. 3-minute demo of my Divi. I have got a video on the Kickass YouTube about a walkthrough of Divi for my web design clients that I hand over. So if you go on there, have a look, and you can watch my little walkthrough of my own website. So portfolio. Okay, we've got tattoos, dogs, happiness. I feel like I'm getting a better vibe from your portfolio than I did of the homepage at all. I want more photos on the homepage, definitely, because I'm loving these pictures. I'd just love to see more.
There's a definite vibe to the portfolio, isn't there? Like,
yeah.
Like all of these are very consistent, and even though it's different weddings, you can tell. I think if you were planning this type of wedding, you'd be all in on this. So
yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, agreed. Like an outdoorsy village hall type wedding, I'd say, is the sort of people.
Really like sunny backlit vibes from the pictures as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I didn't even notice that there were clumps of black and white, to be honest. I didn't even notice. No. As a user, that did not cross my mind.
Nah.
Just I thought nice photos. You can like think about that sort of stuff if you want to, but it wouldn't be a priority for me.
Do it this winter when there's no more editing.
Yeah, we got nothing to do. Exactly. Yeah, excellent work, Amy. Thank you. We have Nat and Lizzie. It's your turn. I would say first impression is similar to Francis, as you said, like quite classy. I think it's that edit, that warm edit gives me those vibes. The font of the and like simple logo gives me that sort of classy city kind of vibe.
It's very minimal as well. We don't have many menu items.
What is not on the menu that portfolio / pricing, I suppose, but maybe it has both in there, and I think it's got all the.
It's got quite a different feel because it's got that darker background colour so far.
It's a really, really beautiful colour. I like that colour.
That font for me is a little bit small.
Oh, this is tiny.
I'd like to see that a bit bigger without obviously ruining the sort of minimal slick look.
Yeah, it is a little hard to read. I don't show any pricing. Does that mean you're expensive? Cool. That's what everyone says, isn't it? If they don't have prices, they must be expensive.
You have to ask.
Yeah, means you can't afford it.
Nice.
Cool. I've got kind of like, I don't know, quite well-off client vibes, actually. She's swigging champagne from the bottle. They've got these backlit fairy lights. They've got like beautiful dresses. It's classy branding. So I'd say you've got kind of high-endish clients. 2K. So I'd say like average for a lot of sort of medium to high photographers. Obviously, when you talk about high-end, you're talking 6K, aren't you? But like I'd say you're hitting the average to high of the sort of middle photographers.
So it jumped out immediately that it says we're all about hitting the road. So you know that you guys are working all over.
Absolutely.
So that is good.
Nice photo of you guys. Love that.
So we've got a text call to action, not a button. I know that's probably jumping ahead.
It's very, very small. So I say vibes. We've kind of done vibes, haven't we?
Definitely classy vibes.
Personality. I feel like there's not much about you guys yet. We've got to do the school run. Thanks for this. Oh, cheers, Amy.
Cool. See you later, Amy.
Yeah, I would love buttons. There's big contact. I feel like that's too soon for contact. I feel like portfolio might be better at this point. And view more work is so tiny and also disappears when you hover over. So I'd want to see that bigger in an actual button. View more photos might be a nicer way of saying it as well. I feel like work might fit the brand better.
It's literally working on it as we speak.
Oh, I love this.
Maybe we should do that.
We
next
should do
time.
this.
Yeah, we actually.
Website reviews where people have to make the job.
Could it be mayhem though if we're all like working on it and having to read?
Yeah. 15 minutes ago. What did you do? 15. Which thing did you do? What thing changed? Oh, is it the font size? No, I don't know. Still, it's quite small.
Oh, it's that bit. View more work now shows up.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Nice. Fix the Hoover color. Hover. And dodgy H1. Excellent. Cool. Well done. Hitting the road. Fun loving. Hey, that sort of language is nice and relaxed. So I'm getting a sense of personality from that. Might be a bit nice to hear like a little bit about you guys in there. I feel like the website ends a little sooner than I'd want it to. I kind of want to see more. So yeah, we're sort of hitting all the points in one go here, really, aren't we?
What else have we got on our list?
Well, I guess we're on to user experience and call to action, aren't we? And I think user experience wise, it's clear what you do.
I think I would just be consistent with the buttons. So just make sure they all look the same and that everything is a button or a text link.
Yeah, like this, I like that.
So just so that we know which bit to click.
Yeah, I'm always more in favor of buttons. I didn't see this arrow here until now either. So I didn't realize we could go through more photos. Most info is in the wedding page. But you don't actually take us to the wedding page.
What was
Apart from that tiny weeny view more work.
I think the modern real storytelling and the relaxed thing there comes across more than the fun-loving vibe for this page. So it's kind of like slick, it feels relaxed, it feels classy. I'm not getting so much the fun-loving vibes.
That's a good point. The photos have to
maybe lean more into that kind of direction, the relaxed wedding photos. I feel like that is more this site.
Yeah, modern real storytelling really does fit your style, the whole vibe of the website. So I'd say 2 weeks old.
Cool.
Wow, well
Nice.
done. Well, it's pretty damn good. I'm just going to quickly go to the weddings page and see what kind of stuff we've got going on. Engagement weddings, featured weddings. Oh, experience. I like this says scroll, it tells us what to do, which is quite nice.
Kopanie zdejmij, bo
Process. Approach. Text is very small. It's good that you've got a form at the bottom. That's really helpful because anyone can get in touch at any point.
Załóż taty kroksy.
Francis loves it. You guys, I feel like, are a similar kind of vibe. I love that Francis is the one who
Yeah,
said
you
she loves it because, yeah, that fits. Cool. Yeah. So I had to work out this is how you use the portfolio. So if the arrows could be bigger or just a little bit saying scroll through. Oh, this took me down. That is on this page. Okay, cool.
Zdejmuj pranie.
Oh, so
This
it's
is not his own dedicated portfolio
yeah,
page.
okay.
Someone needs to mute their background mic. Oh, yeah, I'll mute. I didn't realize anyone was sorry, you guys. I've muted. Who else is in here? Let me just. Oh, done. Okay, sorry about that. I couldn't actually. I think my sound was off that whole time. So if anyone has said anything, the whole point was you guys are on mute anyway. But if anyone's actually said anything, I've not heard you because my laptop sound's been turned off. Oh dear.
We actually been on mute this whole time as well.
Their kids playing as well. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize there was other sound. I'm going to listen back and be like, oh goodness.
There's been no sound for the first 45 minutes. Everyone's just smiling and nodding.
Oh no. Oopsie. Yeah, so I'd say user experience is pretty good. I wouldn't mind a separate portfolio page just to make sure we can definitely go find some photos.
But there's plenty of time for that since this is a brand new website.
Yeah. See, it says what you do. It says where you are. This is all good. No worries. So Northamptonshire or not? Yeah,
Yeah,
Northamptonshire.
that's there.
Northamptonshire is only coming up once, but you've got some other places here that sort of fit that bill. Wedding, like 11 times, 8 times the photo. Yeah, so it's pretty good, all that SEO. Clear brand and ideal client, I would definitely say so.
Definitely.
As Todd said, the fun loving doesn't fit it quite as much with the brand. So I'd lean into the sort of real storytelling, modern angle.
I think there's one picture in this slideshow that doesn't quite have that vibe for me, and it's that makeup shot. Just because I think I'm seeing more that kind of bokeh look, this classy dinner table. I would just lean a bit more into that.
Nice. Good advice. Right. Thank you very much, Nat and Lizzie.
Next.
Next, we have Malgo. You're here, happy? So I did do a mini little text review for you the other day, didn't I? Because you were asking about what's going on. So I would say, first of all, so I tried to find you, and I found, because when you said I'm having trouble, I actually tried to just Google you to find your website, and I actually found it hard to find. So if you can, I don't know, if it depends on how you get your business. So I Googled your name and I couldn't find it. So
I like that the camera has a crown in the logo.
Oh yeah. I would say I think you're using WordPress, the sort of non-self-hosted WordPress. So you've got like My Site Reader, all this sort of stuff doesn't look super professional to have the website builder information in there. So if you can get onto WordPress I want to say com, I'm not sure, the one where you have to have hosting, and then you can do basically what you want with it.
So what is the business support part that's in the logo?
Yes. So this is what I mentioned to you the other day. It wasn't clear what business support is, and it sounds very corporate. And if it's just photography, then I would just say this is photography, and that's it. It says where you're based, which is really good. Words like general. So I'm going to go with sort of our sort of vibes thing we're talking about. I'm not getting any specific vibes because of the word things like the word general and business support. I'm getting a bit more of a corporate vibe, I suppose. And wedding clients don't want a corporate vibe. So this website would work really well if you're doing brand photography for corporations, for their events and things like that. If you want to get, because I can see you do food and events and business, and that's great. If you want to get more weddings, I would make the homepage all about weddings and have your other stuff just in the menu here that people can go and get.
So let's check the wedding photography page in that
let's look at that,
see
yeah.
if that acts as
so if someone came here, yeah, so we've got a nice wedding photo. You haven't introduced yourself, and because you're MKS photography, we don't know your name, so I would want to know your name. So when we're talking about personality on number 1 on our list, we're not getting your name, which is so important right now. And I mean, it's good that you've talked about how you work, but just a bit about you would be lovely. So we've got some beautiful photos in here in your
Lovely shots.
portfolio, and we've got the pricing. So it's a one pager really for weddings, which I think the website is going to be hard to SEO for because it does so many different things. And the homepage is the one that Google's going to put most emphasis on. And the homepage, from what we saw, was a little bit general.
So would you be tempted to have a whole separate wedding website?
It depends how much you want to do weddings. If you want weddings to be most of your, do you want weddings to be most of your business? You can do this.
Oh, sorry, it would be easier to say. To be honest with you, I was concentrating mostly on the businesses and food photography for a long time. But I decided the weddings are just the most fun for me. Then, and I'm quite vibrant person. The problem is the weddings I'm doing now, they're not showing this so much as well. They are more classy. But I would like to go more to the fun part, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that does.
I'm trying to connect with people. Like I'm going on this Saturday, I'm doing like a Nigerian British wedding I'm shooting.
Oh, wow.
Then they already told me that will be loads of colors over there. Then it should be I can incorporate to my website.
Okay, cool. So I would make the homepage all weddings in that case, because otherwise it's so hard to know what to put on your website if you're trying to be everything. You've used the word general, which tells me you don't quite know where you want to go. You can't say vibrant because then your brands will be like, we don't want that. You can't say fun because the food companies will be like, we're not looking for fun. So it's really hard. That's why you've landed on the word general, because what is it other than general?
Well, and at the moment, like with the font and the color scheme and the branding, it's a good website for a studio. But yeah, you want that vibrant and colorful weddings vibe coming across.
Yeah, so I would consider having a separate weddings website. Yeah. I love this photo. This photo, if this was the first photo we saw and there was a fun font and it said fun, vibrant wedding photography, I'd be like, tell me more.
Yeah, but this is exactly because I'm doing events, like a lot. I'm shooting loads of nightclubs during the weekends as well.
I'd keep it separate. Keep it separate. Your website, it doesn't matter what you know about your business and what you're doing. Keep the website one thing. So that portfolio showed everything. And so any wedding client is not going to be interested because there's other stuff in there. Events clients will see weddings photos and be put off. So you need to keep it. I would make it specific to wedding photography.
I think I'd keep this website
as the business one.
Keep the branding, keep everything else on here, and just launch what you have currently as the wedding photography page just as a website on its own.
I do the same. Also, the word studio in the URL suggests a bit more corporate and stuff. So yeah, I'd do the same. I'd start a new website. I'd call it Malgo Photography or something like that, and make it vibrant and fun and colorful and just go all out being you. Because
it's annoying because it's more work to do that.
Yeah,
but that's the best way of getting that brand to stand on its own.
Yeah, I just want to go the right direction. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to lose what I already achieved in the other parts of the photography as well.
Yeah.
Then
I would keep it as it is.
I would take weddings off of this website in this case. I take the weddings off entirely.
Yeah.
And make it just about, I wouldn't call it business support at any point because that is more like
I remove that if you can see. I removed the business support from the.
Oh, it's in the logo though. It's in the logo there. Yeah.
Oh, because that's my real. That's the name of the company. Because I'm not doing just photography. I'm supporting businesses with other different things, like sometimes accounting, some different stuff, and that's why it's in my name. But yeah.
So I mean, this is all great, and I would keep this corporate. Start a new one that's just more you, and think about your ideal client. Who are they? What are they looking for? What do they get excited about? And make a wedding website just for them.
I think if you do that, you'll be able to have more fun with that wedding photography website as well.
Yeah,
you won't be worried about it interfering with all the stuff that you've already got on here.
Yeah, we are running out of time a little, so we're going to have to move.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, of course. Thanks.
Well done. Right, Vicky. I don't know if Vicky's. Maybe you should make a business support website under a different brand name. Yeah, I'd like that idea too. because photography and business support, I'm not entirely sure what business support is, but I would think it's quite separate from photography. So I like that idea as well. Vicky, we have colourful and vibrant, and my first impression is very vibrant and very like
My first impression is blue.
blue. I love that she's been so gutsy to make this photo a blue overlay. And I
Yeah,
think it's so
it's cool.
different.
Yeah.
It makes me think of not a nightclub, but those shops that you go into and they're kind of neon shops and it's sort of dark and you buy like neon clothes and stuff and it's kind of off the wall and a bit
This has
funky.
inspired me actually with something you said earlier. You said about what people's first impression is when the first tab opens up. And they've got like a million tabs of wedding photographers. We should do a challenge where we just judge everyone on the first
look.
before you scroll, before you touch it,
Yeah,
what impression we get. And
because some people might click away before
that's how a lot of us do stuff, isn't it?
scrolling.
Like,
Yeah,
if we're honest, if you've got multiple things to choose from,
yeah.
you just tab them up, don't you?
So I would actually say in that instance, maybe the words Vicky Clayson shouldn't be the first thing we see. Maybe it should be fun, vibrant wedding photography.
Interesting. Has
Yeah.
she got a logo as well at the top, or no?
No. So I think this is really vibrant and colourful and has a clear brand, I think, a clear, vibrant, colourful brand with happy couples. I'd say this photo doesn't fit that brand as much as the others because it's a bit quieter. But yeah, I love all these sorts of vibranty kind of photos that she's showing. So yeah, that's my initial impression.
It's got a very like designed and put together look.
It does look
The
like graphic
colours and the layout,
designery. Yeah. So personality, let's go to number 1 on our list, personality. I'm Vicky, nothing about her, also no call to action.
I was going to say I'd love to see a photo of Vicky.
Photo.
I feel like when we've done stuff like this and chatted to Vicky before, she said it's actually quite hard to edit her website. Like somebody made it for her. I feel like she said that unless I'm imagining it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not the most important thing in the world, but I do, whenever somebody's talking to me like that and saying hi, I want to know what they look like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
if you're actually talking to them in real life.
Yeah, definitely want a picture. I want an on-brand picture as well. Like one that suits this sort of neon-y vibey type website.
I like the fact that she said pesky wedding traditions.
Where's that?
Just in that second paragraph.
Oh yeah, that's
So
that's
a nice
personality.
like soft way of saying like you don't want the boring traditional weddings.
Yeah, that is nice.
That's cool.
So yeah, personality wise, just a photo and a bit about her would be really nice. User experience, there is not a button here.
I was going to say, like, not to be a cliche bang on about buttons, but I miss the presence of a button.
I miss the presence of a button.
Because we don't have lots of buttons. I'm not actually quite sure where I would click.
Actually, there isn't. Oh, this is a
yeah.
button.
Or
Cool.
The text is clickable within the background, but a button is just so much more clickable, isn't it?
Yeah, you want to make it as easy as possible, really. So I'd say user experience. I'd want to see who you are and make it easier to go to the next thing. So just a button under there. Yeah, so call to action. Just a button there, and maybe. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. The menu's nice and clear as well.
What's our SEO on this page?
Oh, let's see. Oh, we've only got 3 little things, so maybe a little bit more. Well, no, this might be one. I'm never sure if this is one. Wedding photographer Leicestershire. It doesn't actually show up. It looks like it's behind here. So I don't know if that's ideal to have it sort of hidden behind something where you can't actually see the text. It'd be good if we could.
It's like hacks.
Yeah. I was going to say, Nathaniel, that pricing was hard to read on that button as well. I was going to comment on that.
It's like
Blue on pink.
Blue on blue, where the pattern is over it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I would have, these are very long titles as well, so shorter with just a few more, just a bit more stuff in here. So so you're not planning, so this is quite a long one. I would maybe put this one, break it up in the middle here a little bit. So we've got 2 headings there, and work out why this wedding photographer Leicestershire comes up hidden. No, it's not there either. Yeah, odd. I don't know. Let's have a look. How do I spell Leicestershire? It's the page name. Oh, thanks. There it is. Yes. Oh dear. Yeah, so we need an H1. Leicester, we've only got that one time, so it'd be good to have where where you're based more than once. Wedding is in there lots of times.
It's quite a minimal site, really, this one, isn't it? There's not loads of text on the main page.
No, I'd maybe have a little more just to give people a good idea, and a bit about Vicky. I'd put a little bit about Vicky in there. Did this go anywhere? Oh, here we are. She's got a hot jar. Excellent. Cool. So I'm getting good, colourful, happy vibes.
That font
Everyone
is
knows to look up
quite
there.
small as well.
This is a little small. I put contact at the end as well, because everyone kind of looks to the end for the contact button. Calls to action, right? Buttons, Vicky, give us buttons. There's a little contact me there. This looks like it's been cut off a little bit, but I would love a button just here. Maybe it looks like there's a space for one. Directly under the photos, there's a space for one. So yes, I would put some buttons in there. We jumped and did SEO already, didn't we? And Brandon Ideal Client, I think it's really vibrant, and the photos are really vibrant, and those couples are really, I think I almost want to see more of the this sort of thing. I want to see more of that sort of photo. That's the sort of thing I'm getting from the brand.
I was thinking that when I saw, I think it was the bottom of this page, has like a Gothic weddings blog post.
Oh yeah.
That,
oh wow.
When I see that kind of styling and that kind of vibe, that makes me think of Vicky more than some of those other weddings.
Yeah.
Just because of what we know about Vicky and her style and the things that she's into.
Festivals and dreadlocks and changing her hair color and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd want to see a sort of more alternative couples in there.
But that raises the interesting point that not everybody is their brand. So like you could be attracting a completely different type of ideal client to the person that you actually are.
Very true. I just think because of the sort of neon, it's not actually neon, but it gives me neon vibes and nightclubby, festively kind of vibes. I would love to see a bit more of that in the photo choices, really. They're all excellent.
More alternative type photos.
I think I would expect that. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, fab work, Vicky. Moving on. Phoebe. Is Phoebe here?
Phoebe was here.
Thought Phoebe was here. I can't find my list of people while I'm sharing screen. Right, Phoebe. So I am getting similar to Dave with the outdoorsy vibes. Oh, she's here, great. Outdoorsy with the color palette and the sort of photos we're seeing.
Phoebe, are you on Wix? Is that why you knew about the border thing?
We'll find out. Oh, that's nice. Love that there's a behind the scenes video. We can already see that it's you in Brighton. Yes, unfortunately.
This is so cool.
Love that.
I remember years ago we were doing website reviews and we were saying more people should have an about me video. And still so few people have it.
We don't even have one.
No.
I just love seeing people at work. That's what I mean. I like Instagram stories for that sort of thing and reels. I like watching that behind the scenes stuff on there.
I love the color scheme on this page. I really like the kind of greeny color.
Yes, and I love that Francis loves it. I see you three as similar sorts of styles, quite classy. Yeah, the neutral palette is very home decor-y. So I'd say that's the vibe I'm getting from this. That's my vibe.
Yeah.
Personality.
I thought home decor-y as well.
Did you?
Yeah. It's the kind of color you want your kitchen to be.
Yeah. It is actually. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
It fits with the natural heading really well as well.
Yes, absolutely. There's good. We've got a bit about you here. Oh, good. We've got the lovely photos. So yeah, there's a bit of personality here, which is nice. I think same as with Francis, it's kind of more about the photos than personality. But you've got enough in here to make people think, oh yeah, I quite like her. Let's find out more.
Yep.
User experience. It's very clear what you do. I would love to see a bit more specific than West Sussex, actually, just to anchor me to where you're based.
Would you say Hove, actually?
If I was in Hove, I would do that because, like, I feel like my ideal client would find that funny.
Yeah, people would get that in that area.
So
I did notice the first call to action is to the pricing page, which
we know, Charlotte.
Let's not even go there. I would make that call to action to the about page or something.
Or the
I think.
portfolio.
I think it feels like a really classy website, so I wouldn't make it about the pricing. So
Yes, and I'd have a headline here. So the user experience is about flicking through the website quickly and knowing exactly what we're getting. So I'd say, yeah, definitely some headlines. But yeah, decent, a couple of buttons taking us to places, which is good. So good call to action. Let's have a look at your SEO. Oh, there's no space here between natural and wedding. Why is that? There is though.
Seems to be in, yeah.
That's really odd. This has been done as an H2, which I'm guessing is a Wix thing, but it's not really a heading. So I would try to make that just text and putting in a little heading there instead. Wedding photography for chill couples or something like that.
The knives are coming out for Wix.
Chrome plugin is called Headings Map. So basically you want to have like where you are, what you do, and sort of reiterate it through, H2 and H3 as you go. So I'm guessing we're going for Sussex on here. We've got 5 times. Brighton, 4 times, nice. Wedding, we've got a bunch of times. Photography, yeah, lots of things in there. Good. Sure.
Cool.
I just doesn't have to be venues so much as it's for the user experience. I like to know where someone is. Maybe I'm in Shoreham myself and I'm like, oh, I could ask her if she's been to this restaurant or whatever. Like it's that sort of thing where it just anchors you to a place rather than just for SEO. Or you could just have it down here, I'm based in Shoreham or something like that.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to research how many people are searching for West Sussex and therefore if it's actually worth it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you wouldn't necessarily search for West Sussex particularly, you'd search for somewhere more specific.
I go for, consider Brighton. I would honestly consider just being Brighton.
Yeah, I agree with
you're
that
closer
comment,
to Brighton than we are. You do loads of town hall weddings. I'm 30 to 40 minutes from Brighton and I say I'm in Brighton. And people are definitely searching for Brighton, so I would go with that.
I think the thing is a bit like Amy's saying, like if I lived in Shoreham and I saw the photographer was from Shoreham, I'd be like, yes, I'd instantly be invested.
Yeah.
Whereas probably nobody actually thinks of themselves as living in West Sussex.
So number 5, clear brand and ideal client. I think if you're going for natural, outdoorsy couples who I think aren't too fussed about perfect, beautiful photos, but do want to look nice in their photos, then I'd say that is bang on.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Yes. Louise, I'm not sure if Louise is here. Again, I designed this website. So what can I say? It's perfect.
It's a contrast in styles, isn't it? Back to the this is what people think a kick-ass photographer's website looks like.
Yeah. This is I'm hoping you can probably tell one of my designs on first look. I'd like to think so. But yeah, so we've got definite bright, colourful
Louise
vibes.
literally looks like her website in that photo.
She does. She does. I think, yeah, we're playing on the bright, colourful, vibrant. The edit is very bright and vibrant. Oh, thanks for coming, Jordan. Yeah, and I think the photos do fit that as well, which is good.
Like the quote up there said just wow, so that really popped out.
Yes,
it kind of makes you want to read the quote more.
Pulling it out is headlines, bolding words, pulling stuff out. People skim a lot.
I think if the quote was that without the just wow, I wouldn't read it. But because it's got that, I'm more likely to actually read the rest.
Nice. Yeah, I've tried to go for a bit of space as well with this to sort of like make it not too cramped. So that's why sort of you got the sort of bit of white space there to Oh, thanks for coming, Charlotte.
See you later.
Right, personality, crafting, color, camping. We've got lots of personality. We've got photos with personality, so that's great.
I think it said mega fun somewhere.
Oh,
and that comes across.
User experience, it's clear what you do. Menus nice and
fun,
clear. Yeah. I think user experience is good. We've got clear buttons. And as for calls to action, we go to the gallery, we go to the about, or go to gallery again. About me. So we've got some nice calls to action. SEO. Right, cool. Got number 1 here, colourful, so who it's for, where it is, what it is. We've got a bunch of different weddings. So maybe things like next. That's a me problem, that is.
Shoddy work.
But it's good that we've got these weddings here. Latest work could be latest weddings, perhaps. Yeah, so maybe a few more little sort of wedding bits in there. Is it Dorset that I'm searching? Yes, Dorset. Got that in lots of times. Wedding many times. We don't need like 16 occurrences necessarily, so more like 8 would be good. But I think it's because we've got so much stuff on this page and the blog and everything like that, that does add to it. And it counts the menu as well.
I like the heart at the bottom.
Yeah, very cute. Clear brand and idle client. Yeah, I'd say fun, relaxed people, outdoorsy kind of people, party people. That's the vibe I'm getting. So hopefully that is
Nice.
accurate. Nice one.
2 more to go.
Gem. So, very gothic and very dark here. Like it. So we actually did a website review for Gem, didn't we? Or mentoring.
Yeah.
And this is 100% and a million times different to what it was. And we're very excited for Gem. She's gone
straight in with the black and white.
Yes, all in with the sort of rock vibes, which I love. So we're definitely getting, it's not black and white in a traditional way, it's black and white in a rock and roll way. And a bit of colour, which is nice too. Yeah, definitely getting those goth vibes. So if we are wrong with the goth vibes thing, let us know, but that is definitely the vibes I'm getting.
I'm confident we're not wrong.
No, so personality, I think we've definitely got that here. We've got a great photo.
I like the tagline that it's for the wild ones and rebels in love. Like, because you read that and you think, yes, I want that to be me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a bit about what kind of person she is, which is nice. So yeah, good personality on there. User experience, got a clear menu. I think this is a little bit confusing, wedding versus photo shoot. Not that clear. There's a lot of things in here too.
I guess a lot of people will see weddings as a kind of photo shoot, so they're like, which is which?
Yeah, and we've got weddings and couples, and then a bunch more stuff as well. So there's quite a lot of stuff in here.
Well, what we also had a little further down, there's a link to a wedding brochure.
Oh, as well as a get in touch.
And
that actually doesn't work. Oh no, it does work. It's just
oh, okay. So I feel like I would not have that link yet.
You get price shoppers when you do that sort of thing. I've tried it myself, and all it was people downloading it and never ever responding to my email. So just to get in touch is enough. So I'd say user experience wise, I would not say get in touch so soon. I would go to your about page or your portfolio. I wouldn't even go to the kind words necessarily from the homepage, because that's sort of getting us off track. We want them to see the photos and then get in touch.
Yeah, again, it's almost a less is more thing. So you don't need to have calls to action on every single quote and section like that.
Yeah.
You could actually I would probably take the ones that are next to quotes out.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I'd get rid of those.
Yeah.
Something a bit different. For me, I would like that to say something that is a bit different, rather than, so it's the sort of the show don't tell thing. Instead of saying I'm different, say how you're different. So like, well, rock and roll wedding photographer or something like that, or goth loving, I don't know. I
would take that a step further, and it's making me wonder what the something is. So is it photos that are going to be a bit different? Is it an experience?
Is it the photographer who's different?
Because it's a subheading, I want to know what the something's referring to. So I'd maybe say, something photography that's a bit different, or photos for couples who think differently, something like that.
But even more than different, I'd say I'd go like wedding photography for rock and roll couples or something like that.
Because what is different, I guess, it's subjective for everyone. So maybe this is a good example of, if you're writing that heading for your ideal client, then you know exactly what to say to appeal to them.
Exactly.
Which is more of the thing that you had at the top with the
that bit there.
Thing. Yeah.
Fab. SEO alternative doesn't say where you are in your heading 1, so it depends if you want to get found for your area. That would be
I feel like Gem doesn't, from the chats that we had in the past.
No. As soon as we did the mentoring and Jen made her website all rock and rolly, she got on the radio. Do you remember? So cool. It was talking about music or something, rock and roll music, like gothy music or something. Anyway, yeah, fair. That's why, I mean, we are not even in Brighton, but I want Brighton couples. So sometimes you can sometimes get away with putting in a different place to where you live. Google doesn't love it, but
it's an interesting topic. I saw that you mentioned it earlier in the chat, and I was like, yeah, you don't always want to SEO for the place that you actually live.
But then Google makes you send a postcard to your home to prove that you live there. It's really annoying. It's hard to base a business somewhere else other than where you actually live.
I mean,
really
we also find that here, like we're so close to Brighton, but if we get couples looking for photographers in their area, those inquiries are always shit for us.
Yeah, we're not a
we
cool
don't want
area.
to do them.
Yeah. In West Sussex. Oh, interesting. Yeah. We definitely get a certain type of client couple here.
But it's so like localized, isn't it? Like, even within the Brighton area, we get a completely different vibe in the like 10-20 minutes from our house here than you get in Brighton itself, which is like 30 minutes away.
We've done local weddings and they're really not our thing.
So it's an interesting one.
Yeah, so you've got lots of stuff here, but I'd throw in a few more, like where we said something a bit different that could be more specific. So clear brand and idle client, 100%. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Gothy kind of party people. There's a lot of party photos actually. I wouldn't mind seeing some non-party photos in there, unless that's the point.
I feel like that dark blue background color doesn't quite fit with the black and white and the others. Like I'm thinking almost like a pink.
When we spoke to her, we said pick out that exact color of your hair and use that corally orange.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see that as a highlight color.
Just because the rest of it is so like black and white and goth.
Yeah.
That dark blue doesn't quite, or the tealy blue doesn't quite give me that same vibe. But it's a nitpick.
Her hair is cool. Right, Ava, you've been so patient.
Yes. Last one.
Talking of cool hair colors, yours is very cool. Right, last one. So, right, vibes. I'm definitely getting colorful and fresh and fun vibes from this. The logo is very, very teeny tiny.
The logo is small. Does it have like a colorful bit next to it?
It does have some little stars or something. So I definitely want to see that bigger. I love this sort of pink and yellow palette.
So we've gone straight in with a contact button there as well. That's in like the header.
Oh yeah, very, very early on.
So that's a little early.
I did a website. You can't see the page. What do you mean you can't see the page?
Oh no,
you can see now. Okay, cool. Okay, she's not been watching this whole time, basically. We caught you.
Had to minimize Netflix there.
Yeah, contact. So I did a website. I made a website for someone in America, and she, without me knowing, sent it to her friend who does website reviews for. It was like for plumbers or something. But anyway, American plumbers, not my niche, but this guy reviewed it and she sent me the video of the review and he was like, you've got to have contact in the header. You've got to even put a form in the header. And I was like, I'm sorry. I want people to see my photos before they just blindly get in touch. So if you're going to have a button, I'd make it something more, keep them in the journey rather than getting straight in touch. I think for me, it just says photography and I'm just dying for something more descriptive there. And it's a bit like when we said to Malgo, it's a bit of general, you've got wedding, family, lifestyle, event. You're literally saying this is kind of for everyone. So whatever you tend to be, whatever you're looking for, I kind of do it.
So let's see then from the rest of this homepage, do we get a vibe for what kind of photography that it's going to be? And if so, we'll suggest what type of photography to put at the top. I'm
loving all the colors for sure. I want a more smiley picture because you're so smiley. I definitely want a more smiley picture. Wedding, each one. So each wedding is full of personality. You're putting your brand onto the wedding rather than saying, this is what I do, this is what I'm about. You're saying, you're doing your thing and I'll just come and do whatever you need me to do. I like the branding and the colors here is really nice. It's really fun. That's cool. So we've got a homepage that does actually say you do a bit of everything. It's got all these different things. There's no call to action on each of them either. So we can see you do it, but there's not. It's on family. She's probably working. She's saying something. I think you're muted, but probably working on it. I don't know. Haven't finished it yet. Yeah, I thought, oh look, that's cute. Yeah, that's nice. I didn't see any red in it. Oh, there is red. Cool. Yeah, I like all your colours. Very colourful. Love all of this. That's a cute logo. Okay, I'm assuming that might make it into the logo section in the corner up here, because that would be amazing. That'd be really cool to see.
You see the cat.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's a smiley cat. And she's even got a nose ring in this illustration. I think this is so cool. Yes, love it. I want to see that in the up here. I'd love to see this font used in places more like here. I feel like you're going with a certain direction, but you're holding back because it's also corporate and events and family. And I feel like if the homepage was just weddings, it would be just a bit more, more color, more you. So I wouldn't be afraid to make the homepage just weddings. Nathaniel says, what's it built? I'm struggling to make the logo bigger at the top. Yeah.
What's under, because the weddings at
WordPress.
the top in the menu is a drop down. So what have we got in that
Portfolio
section?
and pricing. In WordPress, go to appearance, I think like header, and then it's got like header size. And if you make that bigger, it's also got logo size. You can take it to 100, or make sure your logo itself doesn't have lots of white space around the actual image as well. But yeah, if you make the menu bigger, it will generally make the logo bigger in turn as well. Yeah, I just really like this, like, excuse you, blowing your nose.
Excuse me,
He's got a
guys.
little bit of a sniffly cold.
I've got a cold. I made it this far without blowing my nose.
Well done. Yeah, I like the sort of the box shadows you've got and all the colors.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, I love this. I love all the colorful photos you've got as well. I would love to see a homepage that represents this a bit more.
So I'm getting a vibrant and alternative vibe. from
Definitely.
this.
Yeah. So things like this photo, for me, not so vibrant and alternative. So I would think about really, like, for everybody, just really only clicking, and I said clicking because she said click on weddings. Yeah, in your portfolio, just put photos that are for your ideal client and really do stick to your style. Because anything that's in your portfolio that isn't your style, your client's going, yeah, love this. Oh, wait, I don't know if that's really me.
I remember we talked to Jem actually about this, our previous website, where Jem was kind of on the first steps of that journey of transitioning from where you have a more sort of general portfolio to one that's kind of all in on a particular style. And
Yeah.
it's kind of you have to be a bit brave to do it early on, where you maybe don't have more of those photos that you kind of
It's
want
hard
to
to
put the vibe
do.
out there, but it is worth doing.
It's even if it has to be slightly fewer photos in the portfolio, it's worth doing to have more on brand ones. So
Cool.
I did not know this was clickable. So score 0 for user experience there, Amy.
Where did you click?
She said in the chat, you just click on this word here.
Oh,
So I didn't know that was a thing. So real life Hotjar / mouse flow happening here. Didn't know it was a button. Worries me I'll lose bookings when I need the cash. Okay, so my big thing here is the more all in you go with your ideal client, knowing who your ideal client is and making sure everything is aimed at that ideal client, is the more likely you'll get bookings. It feels so opposite to what it is. Usually, I'll just be general, then everyone will love it. I can't go wrong. But if you're specific, they'll come to it and go, well, finally we found someone. Finally we found the one. Like these rock and roll goth kind of couples will go to Jem's website and be like, heck yeah, hell yeah, this is it.
I totally understand that worry, and I think there's a lot of people, so many of us have been in that same position where at some point you're like, do I make that leap of faith to go all in on this? So it makes total sense.
I mean, you want to fill your walls with laughter, tears and hilarity. I love that. Like, that could be a headline on the homepage, fill your walls with laughter, tears and hilarity. Like, that's what I want. And then I want to see photos of those three things.
Apart from the food.
Nice.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So I didn't know this page was here. Had the same approach a year ago. I was struggling to switch to all in weddings now. Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes, Nathaniel. That's what we're talking about.
Nice.
Go all in, and it's scary, but you might get fewer inquiries, but they will convert better, and there'll be better inquiries, and they just lead to more. The portfolio grows and that sort of thing.
It's almost hard to explain, but sometimes when you have that confidence to make that move, things just start falling into place. It falls into
place. It does. So similar to Malgo, I would at least make the homepage just weddings. You could have your other stuff, because families and babies and stuff, they are related to wedding things. So yeah, I would make it a weddings and family type website. Brand stuff, you could have as a hidden page that isn't even on the homepage or the menu that you send to brands. Because in my personal experience, I've never ever booked a corporate client from Google. It's always been who you know, so it doesn't matter that it's on the homepage or anywhere. You'll send them a link because they'll find you another way.
So what have we got under contact me on the top menu? Because that's a drop down as well.
Oh, about me. You hid the about me page, Amy. You hid it. User experience wise for this website, I feel like you can make such easy changes and make such a difference. Like this menu could be really, you don't want loads of tabs, fair enough, but I would though. I'd rather someone could actually find my wedding page or my about page than didn't have the horror of having to see too many tabs. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not
I think the
you've got
tabs
lots of
thing
space.
is right, but you don't have loads of tabs.
There's
anyway,
not tons.
so it's all good.
It's not tons. I think I've got all this stuff. Actually, you've got weddings and portfolio and pricing. That could definitely be 2 pages. So the pricing page could also be the weddings page, like how you work and that sort of thing, plus prices. So the weddings doesn't have to be 3 pages. Family and baby, that's fine. That's just 1 extra than most websites anyway. So I'd get rid of the search because it takes up space and no one's searching on one of these. You're not a what's the word, like Getty or something. There's libraries of images that. Yes, I wouldn't worry about a search. Have I been on Amy's site for Unloaded the Cash? No, just now when she sent it to me. Why do you ask?
I like the black and white photos in the grid behind look like one of those film contact sheets.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's nice.
I love all these pictures of you and stuff as well.
I also like how you said in here you say, I don't just take photos. I like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just go all in on the about page talking about the type of photographer they are. And I think I like to get to know people more. So that's really good. Yeah.
I love it. I like all the sort of fun colours and all that sort of stuff. And I think if you could go all in on that, then I think it would be really cool. Like the word photography is like, it's just, there's even a space for more words. Like it's just begging for some sort of descriptive words like fun, happy, colourful photography, and where you are as well isn't super clear. It takes a long, try something like GTmetrix or pagespeed.net or something like that, or Page Insights. Yeah, Google like page speed and see how it's ranking. It might say things like make your images smaller. That's all good stuff for SEO and user experience to make them smaller. So
there's so many ways that you can come at a website review thing from, like there's different ways of testing it and measuring it. And we could do this whole thing again and just do everything in GTmetrix. Or,
well, maybe we should
at other aspects, and it might change the picture. But hopefully this has been useful. As like an overview. Just
an overview of like what kind of things that will get you more of your ideal client, really. Just quickly, this SEO stuff, we definitely want more than just like photography. And I would like wedding photography in. I don't know where location. You are. That sort of thing. Did it say somewhere Scotland? No.
Where did you get Scotland from?
I'm sure I saw Scotland somewhere. Birmingham.
Birmingham in Scotland.
Oh, this is where I saw Scotland. That's right. And that see, made me think you're in Scotland.
It's lucky you didn't see the bit that says Crete then.
You live in Crete, it's amazing. So Birmingham's only a couple of times. You could definitely throw that in a few more times. Wedding, lots of times. Yeah, so you've got all the sort of wedding photography and stuff like that. Birmingham I'd throw in, but yeah, like I say, I'd go all in, make it a wedding homepage and go all in on that ideal client. Oh, that's everybody. Yay. Well done, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us.
Last person standing at the end.
Well done. Thank you for being brave, you guys, and putting your websites forward.
Yeah, scary.
It's not easy. It's really not easy to hear anything, even like any sort of constructive criticism is so hard to hear. I know that.
Especially when it's a new site or one that you've been working on.
Yeah.
Because it's your baby and you're so close to it.
These were all really great websites. You've all got excellent work. It's brilliant. And I just really want you guys to just book more of those dream couples. And hopefully a few of the things we've said today might have helped with that a little bit. But yeah, I hope that was okay for you guys. I hope it helped.
Yeah, and if we've got any more questions, just drop them in the where are we going to put? We can put the replay in the
We'll put a
membership,
replay
aren't we?
up.
So
We'll put
yeah,
a
just
replay up.
drop
Yeah.
them in there.
Yeah, ask us anything. But yeah, thank you for being brave, you guys, and putting yourselves forward and for coming. Cheers, everyone.
See you later.